I have been waiting for this Disney update, and it has happened. Let's head in here to Animal Kingdom, and I want to share all my thoughts on this because this has me very, very excited for the future of the parks here at Walt Disney World. Okay, I just came back here on my favorite little side path by the Tree of Life. So, as you see, I am here at Disney's Animal Kingdom to talk about this update that I am so excited for. But the update that I'm going to talk about actually has nothing to do with Animal Kingdom. It is an update for Hollywood Studios. So you're thinking, why are we here? I just trust the process. Trust me. It's all going to make sense in a little bit here. But today I am going to be talking about something that Disney has announced, and I feel like this is a dream come true for me. I have said for years, I'd love for them to bring this particular experience back to its full glory. And it was one of those things that I never knew if it would actually happen, but Disney has made the announcement, it is happening. And that is the Animation Academy is coming back to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and in a very grand way. So for the backstory here, Animation Academy, it's an experience where you get to actually draw from start to finish. You draw a Disney character with a real Disney animator. It's a free experience, a free class, and it had been at Disney's Hollywood Studios back when it was MGM Studios, and it was always in the animation building, what is presently Star Wars Launch Bay. But the really cool thing about the history of that particular building is that building was actually a real Disney animation studio. They animated, I want to say it was Lilo and Stitch. I know Brother Bear was entirely animated there, like here at the Walt Disney World Florida campus. So that building, not only was it home to this iconic Disney attraction that celebrated animation, but that building there actually had a huge piece of Disney history, being the actual building where they fully animated Disney films. And I always say my favorite era of Hollywood Studios was back when it was like a real working studio and they actually celebrated how they made films and all of that. You had the great movie ride and the backlot tour. That was my favorite time. Like, I'm very glad that I got to grow up and still experience those attractions when they were at Hollywood Studios. So leave me some comments below and let me know if you remember when Animation Academy was there and they had the animation building. But ever since about, I think it was 2017, 2018, somewhere in there, they completely changed the animation building over. They got rid of Animation Academy and they turned the entire thing into Star Wars Launch Bay. And this was all when they were still building Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And so Star Wars Launch Bay was kind of like a way to promote the new land and get people excited about it. And it served its purpose, you know, it did just that. I remember back then though being heartbroken that we were losing Animation Academy. And the thing is, they have Animation Academy still alive and well in certain aspects around Walt Disney World. Every festival of the arts, they will do the Animation Academy. The past couple years, they've had it set up in the American Gardens Theater there, but they only do 2 classes a day, and they're usually like early morning, afternoon time frame. So you have a version of Animation Academy there. And then they do have an Animation Academy that is here permanently that basically got set up soon after they shut down the Hollywood Studios Animation Academy, and that is here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So hence why we are here today. But ever since this version has opened here at Animal Kingdom, I have not enjoyed it. I still enjoy it, but it is never going to be what was at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't have the same feel of actually existing in that animation building where you have all that rich Disney history. And I always have hoped that when Star Wars Launch Bay would be done with and would have served its purpose, that they would restore that building to the animation experience. And they had never made any mention of that. And if anything, do you guys remember when they announced that we were gonna get Monsters Inc. and everything? A lot of people speculated that they were going to tear down Star Wars Launch Bay and put the Monsters Inc. land in that animation courtyard area and what would have been Star Wars Launch Bay. But clearly they didn't do that. They got rid of Muppets to put Monsters Inc. land in there. But just last week, Disney has made the announcement that has absolutely just fueled my Disney loving heart. They have announced that the Animation Academy is coming back to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's going to be in that animation building back to its former glory of what we had. I'm so excited about this. And I'm gonna insert the concept art right here. I am so thrilled about this. What they are doing, they are actually making it even better, in my opinion, than it was before as Animation Academy. Animation Academy was perfect as it was, but they are going to be theming the entirety of the outside of the animation building to look like the real life Disney studio backlot that is out in Burbank. You can see in the concept art the Roy Disney building. You can see the famous pillars that they have. If you're a fan of the movie Saving Mr. Banks, when they're going around the Disney backlot, this is what it's reminding me of. Like, we are actually going to be able to step foot on the Disney studio backlot. This is going to be so extremely cool. I cannot wait for this update. So Disney has stated this is happening fast, like really fast here. They are going to be getting rid of Star Wars Launch Bay. It will be closing on September 25th. That is practically next month. Like, we're almost into August right now. And it's really crazy to think it's gonna have that quick of a turnaround. They said it will open in 2026. So that is next year. We will have the Animation Academy back. This is, I think, the Disney update. Like, I may actually be more excited for this than Monsters Inc. Land. I'm excited for Monsters Inc. Land too, like 100%. But like, when they announced this, the nostalgia in my heart just got so excited. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm gonna showcase, I have saved from years of my family going to the Animation Academy when it was at Hollywood Studios. We have all of our drawings that we always would save. We love to save them, bring them home, and I have them all in like a portfolio. And I'm so excited just to get to collect more of these. This is going to be so awesome. But the reason that I wanted to come here and talk about this at Animal Kingdom is because we do have the variation of the Animation Academy that has been here for the past couple of years. It is back in Rafiki's Planet Watch, which you actually have to take a train to get over there. And that's what we're gonna go do right now. We're gonna go experience the Animation Academy and get excited about the fact that we have the proper Animation Academy going to be back at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So in order to get to Rafiki's Planet Watch, where they have the animation experience, you have to take the Wildlife Express train. So we're gonna go get on the train right now and head back there. And I will say, while I do really enjoy this experience of taking the train over and everything, it's one of those things that I feel like it's the reason I haven't done Animation Academy that much since they brought it over here, because this is like a whole extra step. It's a lot of like planning and timing out. Like, example, just the other day when I was here with my parents and we were having just our family day at Animal Kingdom, we actually said, oh, it'd be fun to go do the Animation Academy. But it was one of those things, like, we looked at the times of the classes and trying to time that we would have enough time to get ourselves on the train, get over there, try to get in. It wasn't gonna happen. And so I feel like it's a lot harder logistics wise to experience this animation experience as much as I would like to. Like, when it was at Hollywood Studios, we would go every visit to that park, literally every single time. And I'm very excited to do that again. So yeah, this location for Animation Academy is definitely not my favorite. It just feels like it's so far out of the way. Like, let me know what you think about that. And I'll talk more when we get over here, but they definitely have just the whole experience, you can tell, is a modified version. It's not its full grandeur of the Animation Academy. Like, look at this, we definitely have a full train right now. I cannot tell you the last time that I did this experience, but it'll be fun. You get to see some cool, like, kind of behind the scenes Animal Kingdom things from the train. This is like the backstage stuff. You can actually see the safari trucks coming by.
Express with service to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Here, you'll discover a wide range of animal adventures, from the affection section, where you can get up close and personal with domesticated animals like goats, sheep, and more, to sneak peeks at animal care in action at our veterinary, nutrition, and science centers. Also, be sure to check out the animation experience at Conservation Station, which reaches all the way back to Walt Disney himself and his long-standing passion for conservation. He believed it was important that we protect our wildlife and preserve our natural world. After the movement habits and natural behaviors.
You can see some of the buildings that are the backstage homes for the animals.
In computer animation, this tradition continues today as animators travel throughout the world to observe animals in their own surroundings. And that includes here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
And right here you'll see they have the times posted for the animation experience. So that's the other thing over here. They don't call it Animation Academy, it's Animation Experience that is over here. So yeah, even once you get off the train, there's definitely a trek, a literal trek to get over to Rafiki's Planet Watch proper and where they have the Animation Academy. So yeah, it's one of those things, it's just out of the way at the location that it is here. I'm telling you guys, when it was at Hollywood Studios, we would do that multiple times a day. It was always a favorite. I remember even being in Epcot and park hopping just to go quickly do the Animation Academy and go back. Like when we were here on family vacations, that's how much we loved the Animation Academy at Hollywood Studios. The other thing with the animation experience being over here is it's definitely limited. Like I said, there's just certain things that are different. And one of those things is that it's limited in the amount of characters, the variety of characters that you get a chance to draw. Every class, it's usually up to the discretion of the animator on what you draw. And like I said, when I share all my ones from over the years, we have everything like classic characters, Disney princesses, Disney heroes, villains, like so many different things. Here at the animation experience at Rafiki's Planet Watch, in order to go with the theme of Animal Kingdom, it's always an animal that you animate. And they do a really cute job, ever since they brought it over here, they do a cute job tying it into the story of Animal Kingdom. Like they tell you how Walt Disney used to bring in live animals into the studio to let the animators see how they interact, how they move, and they would use that for their inspiration for drawing. So they do a really good job of tying in the animation story to Animal Kingdom theme park, but because of that, they always have you drawing an animal, which is fun. But I loved how with the original Animation Academy, there was no limit to what you would draw. It was animals, it was princesses, it was, like I said, heroes, villains, like everything. It was a no holds bar, you could draw anything. And that has definitely been something that I've missed ever since it's been brought over here. And we have now just a limited character selection that it rotates between. But I'm gonna head in. It's definitely crowded today, so I wanna definitely get a spot for the 1:45 show. And right here's a look at the animation experience. So as you can see, it's always just felt temporary ever since they've made it here with just the setup of the chairs and everything. It seems temporary. So that's why I'm very excited to have it back to its full glory, because if you remember the days of the Animation Academy at Studios, there were proper desks that you put your paper on, and it just had a different feel. It went with the theme of that park so well. Oh, and it looks like at the 1:45 we are drawing Minnie Mouse. So we'll go up here and we'll get our paper. These make such good souvenirs to take back home with you. Definitely recommend, always save them, guys. Like, they make the best souvenirs. Let me know if you have a collection like me and my family do of our animation drawings over the years. Oh my gosh, look how beautifully they laid everything out. Look at that. I love what they did with the pencils there. All right, let's grab a pencil and grab our paper.
Since the 1930s, Disney animators have put their pencils to paper in service of the idea that the greatest inspiration often comes from the magic of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. Today, we invite you to become a part of that legacy, as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? All right, wow, we have a packed house today. That's awesome.
Is anyone here for the very first time at our animation experience? Ooh, there are a lot of newbies. Okay, first thing you want to do, reach under your seat, grab those 3D glasses, and make sure you put those on. I'm kidding. Alright, seriously though, we've got all of our tools that we need, our paper, our pencils, our clipboards. We just need a little bit of inspiration. Yours is coming up on screen right now.
Animals have always been at the heart of the Walt Disney Company. As Walt himself once said, "I hope we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse." Although Mickey was one of the first characters to draw inspiration from the animal world, soon many more would follow. Walt Disney understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behaviors and personalities. Animators continue this practice to this day, bringing to life realistic characters and dynamic storylines that we've enjoyed all these many years. Walt's passion for nature led to exploring wildlife and the great outdoors with a documentary series known as the True Life Adventures. Later, Disney Nature Films launched to continue inspiring audiences with breathtaking stories about wildlife and wild places. Walt Disney was a true pioneer for conservation. Today, our company remains committed to taking action to create a happier, healthier planet for all through what we call Disney Planet Possible. This includes reducing our environmental footprint, caring for wildlife and their habitats, and creating stories that inspire action. Today, you are at the place where the magic of nature comes to life, Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. Here, the future of animals and their stories are always a new adventure, growing and waiting to be explored.
All right, is everybody inspired? Awesome, 3 people. Okay, so let's get started and let's draw Minnie Mouse. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the center of our circle. It's not right here. It's a little bit above that. The widest part of my circle is right about here. I'll go straight across. I'm just going to put a little tiny mark right there so I know that's going to be the center. See, make mistakes. I'm going to encourage you right now to make mistakes. Why? Because no matter how amazing your drawing will turn out at the end of this show, I do not have the authority to hire any of you. This is not a job interview, this is not an audition, so don't worry, just have fun. So once we've got our little arc, we're going to add Minnie's nose underneath. And her nose is this nice big oval shape, about the width of our snout. A little bit past the circle, and follow that curve all the way down. Again, if you want to rotate your page to make it a little easier for you, go right ahead. If you want to add a little horizontal line running across to make sure you keep the eyes the same height, you can. Or you can just kind of eyeball it. The shape of her eye is this tall, skinny surfboard. Very long and skinny. And not a circle, it's an oval. Pretty much everything about Minnie except for the original circle that we already drew for you, you're welcome, is an oval. See grass and small animals and vertebrates and things. You know, people are building condos and stuff on the beach and they're taking up the land that belonged to these adorable little mice. Through the Disney Conservation Fund and local groups and Perdido Key, we're working to try and help these little mice to survive. That knot is never the same twice. And so Minnie's knot can be any kind of round shape you want. You can make it a circle, you can make it an oval, you can make it a rounded triangle, or even a rounded square. Like a marshmallow. Totally up to you. I'm going to go with an oval. Sitting right up there at the top of her head. The bow is then going to curve out from that oval to that guideline and create this nice big hook seat. if you want to be an even more amazing human, prop them up against them.
So I just got out of the animation experience. We drew Minnie Mouse, and I think mine turned out pretty cute. I kind of took some artist liberties because I darkened in her bow, and I kind of like how it turned out. I think it's pretty cute. But yeah, definitely took some artist liberties there. That's the whole point of the Animation Academy, is having fun with it, like making it your own. And they always say there's no erasers. They do that deliberately because there's no mistakes. You know, you always go over. They train you that the way to do it is that you do light sketches of everything. Keep everything light and loose. And then once you have your perfect line of what you like, you darken that one in as like your permanent line that you're locking in. And that's how they do it in real animation as well. They then have specific cleanup artists that go in and get all those, like, or basically erase all of the bad lines. So yeah, I've always been a fan of Animation Academy. I love having the experience over here, but like I said, over here it just feels temporary. You know, with the lap boards and everything, it's not the same as at Hollywood Studios. There was a proper desk that, you know, you would put your drawing on and get to draw. And I think just the overall theming, like I said, the fact that they've kind of tied this into conservation and animals and Disney animals in Disney movies, they've definitely made it work. But this experience belongs at Hollywood Studios. Let me know your thoughts on that. I really am a believer that this belongs at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and I'm so happy that it is going to be returning there. Now, with that being said too, Disney has not said anything about this experience going away from Animal Kingdom. I would assume it would, like once they open Animation Academy back at Hollywood Studios, it doesn't make sense to keep it over here. Maybe they will, I'm not sure. This is all just me speculating at this point. They've not said anything official, but I would assume that this would then go away over here. So if you're coming to Disney anytime the rest of this year, and probably a decent portion of 2026, I would imagine they'll still have this experience here. Definitely take the time to come over here and do this because it's just so fun. So let me give you a bit of a better look at my Minnie. There she is. I always got to sign and date it. And it's pretty cool that this has Animal Kingdom. I will show you in my collection, I have Hollywood Studios, and then I also have when they had the MGM Studios logo down here. And then I have some from Festival of the Arts. I have ones from out in California because they do have the Animation Academy out in Disney's California Adventure Park. And yeah, they're just such a cool way to remember your trip. It's a very nice, free souvenir to take home. And my tip, use a hair tie to tie up your drawing to take home. Keep it nice and safe. But that was the animation experience over here at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Also in this area, they do have some cool exhibits you can walk through. You can actually see part of their veterinary center back here, which is really neat. And then over this way, they have a petting zoo. So there are a lot of other things back here. All of this had been here prior to Animation Academy coming in here. But yeah, it's just one of those spots in Disney that having Animation Academy over here, it's definitely coming out of your way whenever you want to do Animation Academy. That's kind of just how I feel. Like, I think I would do it a lot more often on my Animal Kingdom visits if it wasn't something that I had to so strictly time out and make sure I catch the train to get over here. So just one of the many reasons that I'm very excited about the news that has broke for Hollywood Studios. And like I said, the biggest thing is the theming there. The theming just works. Like that building was the real animation building for the Disney company at one point. So it works over there. It's such a cool part of Disney history, and I love that the wonderful world of animation will be back again. It will be home where it belongs. Also, if you check out the full article from Disney, they've also said they're redoing the Disney Junior show. It's still going to be Disney Junior. It's still going to be like a Disney Junior dance party show, but it will be completely renovated. Also, they're going to have a playground for kids in there, and there's going to be a few other like exhibits and things. I think it's going to be very cool. It's going to be a very nice addition back at Hollywood Studios. Great use of that space. It's one of those things, I wanted this to come back, but I really didn't know if it was going to. I thought they were going to move forward in a different direction. I'm so happy they are bringing this classic attraction back. But now I am on the trek back up to the train station. I'm going to take that back over to the main part of the park. This is the Rafiki's Planet Watch station over here, and I'm gonna take it back to where I boarded the train. The other station is the Harambe station. And then I think I'm gonna go get some lunch. I worked up an appetite doing the Animation Academy.
That same power eventually inspired the creation of Disney Nature, the latest continuation of this wildlife storytelling tradition. A portion of the first week's ticket sales for each Disney Nature release is directed through the Disney Conservation Fund to support specific conservation initiatives with nonprofit organizations' exploration that comes from preserving and protecting our natural world. As you venture out into the park, or make your way back to wherever you call home, remember that legacy lives in you.
We are now approaching the Harambe train station. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please sit all the way back against the bench and avoid leaning out toward the railing. Remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop.
Well, I have made it back to Harambe, and I placed a mobile order while I was on the train at Satuli Canteen over in Pandora. You guys know what I'm getting. I'm having my cheeseburger pod. I love the cheeseburger pod so much. If you haven't tried it, come try it. It's so, so good. So yeah, that's my go-to lunch here. I love it. So that's what I'm gonna go pick up right now. Here it is, my go-to, my Animal Kingdom go-to. And here's a look at the cross section there. This thing is so good. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, you have to give it a try. Well, I had an excellent lunch. I am back up at the front of the park now, but this was a really fun afternoon getting to come over specifically to do the animation experience that they have here at Animal Kingdom, and kind of get to talk about, I've been wanting to do a video about this ever since the news broke on the new animation courtyard that we're gonna get at Hollywood Studios. I have such a love for the Animation Academy. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the footage that I'm gonna take of all of my collection that I have of years of coming to the animation experience. So I have broke out the entire portfolio, and yes, this is truly a proper portfolio. I have to get more of the clear inserts for it to protect all the drawings. I'm gonna have to get a bigger one too at some point with the experience coming back. But right here you can see this is the one that I just did at Animal Kingdom. And actually, it appears that the last time me and my parents did it, we also did Minnie Mouse, because I just discovered all of these right here. This was at the beginning of this year, January 31st, 2025. Here we go. I think I found a good camera angle to show. I'm just gonna try to quickly flip through all of these because there's definitely a lot. These are the more modern day ones from the experience when it's over at Festival of the Arts at Epcot. We have a couple of Figments. Usually they do Figment a lot at the Epcot Festival of the Arts experience. There's ones, is this one? That's my mom's. There we go. Okay, so starting off in the book, you can see here, look, this is by my dad, dated May 6th, 2006. And the logo at the bottom is Disney's MGM Studios. How cool is that, that we have that in there? And I think what we had done, I think some of these have a couple sheets in there from like me and my parents. And now we're in the Hollywood Studios time period. This was done by my mom. There's a Donald Duck one. Here's a Sorcerer Mickey. You can see that. Classic Mickey Mouse. And like all these, this one was in 2012. And like I said, if I take this out here, you can see we have them all grouped together. This was my mom, this one was mine, my dad, mom. There's my pop-ups right there. So we have all of them grouped together in a sleeve. Oh, this is a cool one. We did Flynn Rider at one point. Naveen from Princess and the Frog. You see, they would do some really unique ones. Here's Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear. Grumpy with a very long beard right there. Another Buzz Lightyear. Wreck-It Ralph. You see, there was a no holds bar to the types of characters that you could draw. I think this was one of my favorites, Merida, right here. This was done in July of 2013 at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We got an Eeyore one. There's Woody. We did a lot of Buzz. It looks like one time we did Woody. Jiminy Cricket. Oh, here's Carl from Up. You see, there was just so many different characters. Tigger. There was Pluto that I did in 2014. A Tigger. Oh, another Pluto. That was done by my dad. That was a good one. Oh, this is a good Eeyore as well. Another Flynn Rider. Look at that. This is, what's his name? Hero from Big Hero 6. Oh, look, this one actually has the Festival of the Arts sticker. This was when they had introduced Animation Academy at Festival of the Arts. This one as well, this chip that we did at Festival of the Arts in 2019. Oh, and then we have the animation experience. All of these are from Animal Kingdom. There's Scar and Pumbaa. Dumbo from Animal Kingdom. And then there's some of these back here that are not in sleeves. But wait, this was, where was this one? Oh, Festival of the Arts. Here's Wally and Eve that we did. Oh, Orange Bird from Festival of the Arts. Animal Kingdom, Flotsam and Jetsam. And then these right here are really cool because these were from the Animation Academy out in California Adventure, out in Disneyland. So there's Phineas and Ferb. I did this in 2013. Here's another one from August of 2013. There's Sully. We got a Goofy. Is that Goofy? Yeah, Goofy. Or is that Pluto? I was struggling with this one. Oh, there's my mom's from California Adventure and my dad's. Me and my parents did a couple at California Adventure, I think, on that trip. There's Hey Hey. There's my Hey Hey right there. Oh my gosh, this is such a long clip, but I hope you enjoyed the Animation Academy over the years.
I am so excited that we are getting the animation experience back at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's going to be better than ever. Looking at the concept art, I am so excited for this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. And thank you for enjoying the day with me here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Make today magical, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.